Hello, beer tubers, and welcome to yet another collab beer review with me, Peter, the Master of Puppets. Again, joined by Ryan, aka Stumpy Joe Jr.
How's it going?
And today we're going to be looking at a Scandinavian beer. We both could find out here in both San Diego and Albuquerque, and it's from Haandbryggeriet in Norway. And this is their Dark Force. They call it a double extreme Imperial wheat stout. 9%. It says here, this Imperial really strikes back. From a strange country far, far away comes the only Imperial wheat stout in the known universe. Once again, the Haandbryggeriet, for guys brewing in their spare time on an absurdly small scale, boldly goes where no brewery has gone before. So yeah, little Star Wars reference on the back.
Yeah, I kind of was hoping for that.
Yeah. Cool.
But yeah, I've never heard of an Imperial wheat stout, so we'll see how this one is.
I've had this one once before, and that was back in high school when I started getting into beer. So it's like it was one of the first Imperial stouts I've had. I'm getting some insane head on mine.
I'm pouring really slow, and yeah, you get just wow. That's a nice looking head on a 9% Imperial stout for sure.
Yeah, I'll see if I can get a little more in there. Yeah, mine is intense. I got like a huge 3-finger tan looking head.
Actually, mine's like mine's I don't know how, maybe your lighting's not as good, but mine's pretty dark, like really light brown.
Yeah.
Looks like there's a decent amount of carbonation on there. I can't see through it at all.
No, it's pitch black. You don't really get any light coming through whatsoever. So.
Yeah, a little bit of alcohol legs on there, not much.
Yeah, a little. Want to check out the aroma?
Yep.
Roasted malt and coffee is the first thing I pick up, but it has kind of a little bit of a hoppiness to it almost.
Yeah, for me that wheat just sticks out right away. Actually.
Yeah, it has that kind of crisp, kind of wheat flavor to it or aroma to it as you.
Yeah, just that almost citrusy, but not quite. Character.
Yeah, I'd say it has almost a light grassy or as you said, citrusy character to it, but.
You almost get a little bit of a soapiness on it to go along with that really roasty coffee notes.
Mm-hmm. Not too much chocolate at all. A little bit of dark fruit, more like a generic dark fruit, maybe a dark cherry to it.
Yeah, I'm starting to pick that up too as I swirl it around.
Smells pretty nice though.
Yeah, well, just give it a try.
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers.
Light tartness to it.
Yeah, I get that up front. It's very smooth though, even though you get a bit of you get a slight almost acidic tartness to it, which that might be coming from that wheat. That could very well be the case.
Little bit of alcohol. I taste a little bit of the alcohol. Not because it's boozy, but it's definitely present, like some heat.
Yeah, you mentioned that darker fruit cherry note. I get a lot more of that on the flavor than I do on the nose.
Yeah, and a lot of dark cherry, I'd say.
Yeah.
I wonder what that comes from. If it's the malt bill they use in there, or what?
I think it's probably a combination of the...
and probably the esters from the yeast, too.
Yeah, I think the yeast esters you get a big fruitiness, and that kind of blends in with that probably darker crystal malts. It's that character.
Yeah. Almost like a burnt or a charred flavor in there.
Yeah. It's not overly sweet, but I get some lingering. For me, I get a lingering dark chocolate. At the finish, it tends to go more of that roasty, charred coffee. But then my lingering finish is a really dark, kind of bitter chocolate.
Yeah, I'd say so too, definitely. But still, for me, the most. It's quite carbonated actually for an Imperial stout.
Yeah, I wish the carbonation level was a little lower with it for sure. I could probably swirl up a good, like finger and a half head on there.
Yeah. But definitely a lot of dark cherry to it, I think.
Yeah. It reminds me a touch of Old Rasputin, but Old Rasputin's not quite.
I think Old Rasputin is sweeter too.
Yeah, maybe a little sweeter. This one finishes nice and dry. I like it. So there's probably, I wish they'd put actual bottle date on it so we can have an idea on the age. Because that'll kind of give you an idea of maybe if they're using a good amount of hops on this one as well to kind of get that dryness in the finish, or if it's just a lot of those dark roasted malts. Because the head's pretty dark, so that tells me that gives me a sign that they're using a lot of like roasted black malts in there.
Yeah, and it's a pretty tasty. I really like that almost light tartness it has to it.
Yeah, it's definitely a unique beer. Uh, I don't know about double extreme, whatever that
Yeah,
means.
yeah.
But
I don't know why they chose to call it double extreme, but because I've had more extreme beers than this, but I can see in the sense regarding to the Norwegian beer scene, with only a handful of craft breweries over there.
right, right, we got to take it with that.
So yeah, rating wise for the Haandbryggeriet Dark Force, I'm gonna give this an 83. It's a pretty good like Imperial Stout. It kind of feels it has some flaws and all. But it's quite unique too. So it's not as good as I remember it, but it's still really good. Definitely worth your time if you can get the Haandbryggeriet or the Hand Breweries beers in your area. What about you?
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I'm gonna go with a B. Really solid, unique. Like you mentioned, the flaws. There's some heat with that alcohol on there, and it's definitely overcarbonated for the style.
Mm-hmm.
But it is, despite that, it's pretty drinkable and pretty unique. It has some interesting characteristics. So
So yeah, guys, that does it for this beer review with Ryan. And yeah, guys, remember to let us know what you think of the Haandbryggeriet Dark Force if you've had it. As always, remember to comment, subscribe, check out the Facebook fan page and Twitter. Check out Ryan's channel if you haven't run already. I'm sure you have. And yeah, we're gonna say cheers, guys, and we're gonna see you guys in another beer review.
cheers.